meeting to order. Mistake in the agenda. Mistake in the agenda. You will notice that we're starting to have the minutes of September 30, not August 26th.
We just thought of that.
Sorry.
You missed that.
Before I call the meeting to order, let me just say that it's normally no meeting in November. I hope everybody remembers, we just characteristically have, excuse me, we have a meeting in November, December. So that we don't have, at the end of the month, November, the end of December, a holiday. So we have traditionally, we're trying to have a November, December meeting together. So it's a combined meeting. The best Tuesday in December, right in the middle, it's the 16th. 16th. So unless anybody has a problem with the 16th, that would be probably the best time to have a meeting. So we will not have a meeting
In November.
And the meeting, the 16th would be the November, December month. Now,
We'll send the notice out, we just want you to.
characteristically, and I don't want to put him on the spot, but characteristically, Mike has had a party at his house at that December meeting.
Same this year.
So if we have a meeting on.
The wife knows, right, the wife?
Yeah, I'll let her
She
know.
will, oh, okay, I got you.
Let her know.
He's already sent her an email.
I don't know, Zelco said we're gonna make out pretty good on profits, why don't we just have a big blowout someplace else?
No, I'm just.
Well, it's quite a blowout at Shanley. I knew he didn't go before, so.
Alright.
So, the motion is in order to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Oh, yes, excuse me, we characteristically have everybody identified himself for the record and for Kevin.
Zelda Coach, executive director.
Dave Skirmer on.
Ken Stevens?
Mike Carroll.
Herb Coates.
Jerry Brown.
John Kara Smith.
Tom Gillen?
Mike Shannon.
Terry Hamel. So the motion's in order for the consent agenda.
So moved.
Mr. Smith. Second, Mr. Brown. There is one correction in minutes. And that is, let me see. So new business, there was one no vote, reflected. This is to accept the United Services GP as a low bid for demolition and removal of that which you see is gone. And there was one no vote, as I recall, that was Mike. And we have to reflect in the minutes the no votes. We've learned from
It's in there.
It was in there.
It's in there.
Not on mine, it just says
Motion passing one on the.
Last
there's one
line.
no vote.
Yeah.
That
You have to
state
identify
has
who-
identified
Identify the
who no
individual.
vote. Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
Who the no vote is.
Okay, sir.
That's an easy way to get in the minutes. Mr. Carroll. From some of the requests we've had for copies of our minutes, they're looking for that kind of stuff, so. That's the only mistake I found. Anybody have any comments or questions about any aspect of the consent agenda items? I did have a couple comments I wanted to make on the financials. And if you look at, well, the main one is on the last page. It talks about the income statement. If you look at our gross income, this is for the first 6 months. We're halfway through our fiscal year. And if you look at the total income, the actual total income for the year up to this point, for 6 months, is $2.7 million. And last year at the same time, it was $2.4 million. So we're $300,000 ahead of last year at the same point. That is at the end of September. And look at the bottom, where you look at the net income. The net income so far this year is $706,000. And the net income last year at the same time was $306,000. So we are, at this point in time, $485,000 ahead of what we were last year. And I did a few calculations, just rudimentary calculations, and if we can compare this year and last year, comparing the amount at this time last year, at the end of the year last year, our total income was $4.1 million. And this year, if we look at the same period of time, you can extrapolate to this year having a potential total income for the fiscal year of a little over $4.5 million. So last year was the first year we hit 4 million, second year, and the year before we hit 4 million, we had 4.1, and 2 years ago, 4.1 this past fiscal year. Don't be surprised if this fiscal year we are 4.5, 4.5, or 4.6 million. Right? We have something like $750,000 net income. The port, I don't know if the port has ever had in recent years, at this time of the year, more than $500,000 or $750,000 basically in revenue that exceed expenses at this period of time after 6 months, halfway through the year. And I think we should be aware that this has been a very successful year to this point, and some of Zelco's improvements haven't yet brought the revenue that they will have, so we are likely to be more than $4.5 million of revenues this year, as the second half kicks in with some of the things we're doing. So this looks like it could very well be by the end of the year, it could be the record year in the history of the park for Raymond. Okay? And we've got, this is the juggler, he's juggling stuff over here, he's over here. So far, I didn't drop any ball.
We'll see how he is the last couple of months on the ice.
Well, you'll recall, just for everybody's recollection, Zelco started January 6th, 2014. That day, January 6th, it was about 15 degrees below zero with about a 25 to 30 knot wind off the lake, and it was snowing. And Zelco was having serious second problems. About coming from Tampa. Wow. Just a slight. Just a slight. It was like a flesh wound. Okay, that's all I had to say about any comments about the consent agenda. Motion in order to, all in favor of the consent agenda?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Report, executive director, administrative services report.
I have two reports which I'm going to share with you. One is a status report of all the rail work I've been doing, so I'm going to show you. I have a visual right behind me. And the other report I have is the fisherman survey. We took an active fisherman survey. We actually sent a survey out, got the results, and discussed it. So I'm going to share some of that with you. So we've been going and share what we have.
Was there an item page for the executive report?
No, it's just,
Okay.
Yes, it is, it's exhibit C.
Terry?
I will,
Okay.
I will. I apologize.
so the, this is our work that's going on in the work in progress. Remember, this is where we started from. I remind everyone, this is where we started from.
1995.
Yeah, and that's what we had. That's where we're going to get to. And what we're going to get to, obviously, is we're building all this rail, we're building all this infrastructure out there, and I'll show you some of that. And this is where we're working with. In fact, we met with some of the folks from the state of New York yesterday about switching some money around, and that's what we're gonna aspire to start building next year. This is what's going on out there, the surveys, the trees, the concrete foundations, the drains, the street crossings, the large street crossings, Mayor. This is what some of the, in August, this is what it looked like this September. Mid-September, drastic improvement. End of September, again, you notice the stone, all the work. This is this past October. You can actually see us starting to lay the foundation ground for the rail. And one of the board members has been inspecting it regularly. Mr. Coates is a regular visitor.
Like a walking room.
This is what actually occurred this past week. We actually laid the track down. We actually now have a connection. So it's
There's
it's
gonna be
actually-
3 rails?
Yes.
Okay. But the 3 rails are gonna go all the way out to the
No,
street?
storage rails.
Just a little ways?
Storage.
Okay.
Storage rails. Yeah, I'll show you some of that. But that's all the heavy rail that's actually been going on, and it's out there right now. So I'll show it to you in the concept since you asked. So this way you understand it. We've been talking about it, and sometimes it's actually good. Right, and then let's take it to you. Make sure I have a window. Do it to 3 rails in here. And
One is one is the moving line, and the rest of them just the cars off.
storage. It's storage.
One of those guys that has to have a visual.
Yes.
Develop blueprints.
Yeah, you store cars, you assemble a train. You assemble a unit train that we
Right.
talked about, and that's when we'll couple all the cars together, we'll back them in, and CSX comes in and takes them all out. So it's been going really well. I do want to tell you that to this date, we haven't had to use any of our financial credit. I've been juggling the applications. So we haven't had to use any of that emergency loans. We've been very fortunate. So my goal is not to use it at all if I can help it. And so we're saving a lot of money there.
You said you talked to the state, and may that be revealed? What are you doing with the state, with the other intermodal system?
Yes,
State money?
yes. I'm tapping with the state and the federal money. So I'm getting that money in first, and then I'm paying the contract back to that. So remember we talked about it having an emergency loan necessary. So far, I've been rather.
What state money is it from?
That's the state grant that we received, 1.5 million that we have.
Okay.
So that's very good. The other thing I have to share with you is let me have these on here. These are marina. Chairman, notice the road? It's an old picture. And this is basically something that we share with the fishermen, with our customers down there. There's some misconceptions that we're a state entity that we need to be taking it on the chin. So I wanted to share with them that when we assume the operations, that we are a state authority, not a state agency. We're not funded by tax dollars, and that this is, we have to make financial sense out of it all. We made a lot of improvements this year in the marina. There's more work to be done. We made roadway improvements, we made some safety improvements, we improved signage, we improved some of the tie-up systems, we improved some of the facilities. We still got a long way to go. I still have to improve field docks. We did bid out the field dock system, as you recall. We just couldn't afford to get the work done with the pricing. We are redesigning it, and we're going to rebid it before my hope is before the winter. So if I can get it in the project, in the envelope that we can afford, we'll probably proceed with work for the next season. And these are the survey results. It surveys all our capital development customers. The survey range from marks from excellent to poor, with the overall rating of average. We received both positive and negative comments, and most of the issues that they raised, we are already addressing. But we want to hear from them. I mean, some of the suggestions they had was to extend the operation of our fuel dock. We can look at it and try it once before. We do so well. It actually costs us more to be open late versus sales, so that's what we can do it. We talked about the parking, and this is a little bit of a tug of war down there. The captain, everybody sees some parking down on the lower level. Nobody wants to park remote. So we're asking the captains to park remote, but the customers park down on the street level. The other thing that we're trying to do is promote more business for them. And the way we do that is we want to give them space to advertise, we want to give them space to post flyers. We also offer them to attach to a website. That's something we really got to work on this year. Not a lot of folks took us up on that. The way to get the message out is you got to advertise, you got to show what you can offer. And yes, they rely on word of mouth, yes, they rely on past performance. I think they can get a lot more business if they advertise out there in terms of walk-by customers. One of the things we've offered is if they had a little hut that we had at the conference next to, we're going to turn that into some sort of wallboard where it shows what these captains offer, what the different services are.
Is there any way to generate traffic from the trans-lake traffic, the bigger, you know?
We get a lot of those.
We do?
We get a lot of
How about if we
traffic.
offered a service like pumping out sewage
We
systems?
have all of that.
We do have that?
We have all of that. We have some of the largest marina fuel sales. It's all trans traffic. We sell a lot of fuel.
We
A
do.
lot of fuel. And, we're not talking gallons.
I see the budget increased to 470,000.
We do extremely low fuel. They basically have ships that come in and basically take the entire fuel tank out.
Are we advertising?
We advertise in a couple of different places. We advertise on the web, we advertise in the canal system, we have a couple of different places we advertise.
How about as far as the St. Lawrence Seaway?
We advertise in the lake guide.
Okay.
Some of the issues that were brought up was the marine mechanic, the field dock conditions which we're aware of, handrails, and the fuel complexity, fines, rules and regulations. Yes, we have a fuel system. It's enormously complex, it's enormously expensive to maintain. We have inspections almost on a weekly basis. And the fuel is yes, it's a revenue generator, but it's also consumes a lot of labor, a lot of people power.
Okay.
So do those canal tour boats fuel here?
No, but they do stop here, and I'm going to talk to some next week. They don't fuel here.
I just don't like gas.
They buy the fuel.
They just come up here and turn around and go back, or they go
No,
out?
keep on going. They keep on going, and they go up the lake. They use the entire lake.
When you say you're gonna talk to them, will they be on site or are you gonna talk?
Off-site. We're having a meeting with one of the owners. Hopefully, we'll lead to a deal.
Would it be a propitious time possibly to get the group of restaurant owners together so that they
I
can?
think we're well beyond that. We actually have a brochure that we developed, that the county and the city. We have a tours that we developed, and we have things that we can offer. Restaurant, we're well beyond the restaurant owners. We have the local restaurant owners. We have the mall in sight. We have the fishing. We have a lot of folks.
Broad spectrum.
Very close. We
Okay.
offer a lot of services. Even the mayor, it's not good. Close to the marina, bathroom facilities. It's while the captains are there, we claim this is a two-way. It's a double-edged sword. They have to maintain it, we have to maintain it. So we're going to make some improvements. We make some improvements. We expect all the trash to be picked up. All the trash they generate, we expect them to pick it up. But, we're not out there to be their maid. Bathroom facilities, again, I gave them their own bathroom. And we opened up some of the public bathroom facilities. Things did not go too well. These are some of the things that we discussed. And the cleanliness, the garbage left behind, we just can't have that. This is the area we talked about. We got it, they got it. 6 o'clock. They got, some people can use bathrooms, some people can't. And, you know, this is what we clean up with, and that's, it's not a pretty picture, but that's what we see every day. And there's supposed to be culture for folks, but that's what we deal with. One of the things that we imposed upon is storage rates. We haven't touched storage rates since 2009. The other thing that, and you see it in the accounts receivable, the payments, even though we haven't touched the rates, we're well below market, they still don't make the payments on time. There's some people there that owe us more than a year. We just can't have that anymore. We have a whole bunch of abandoned boats. By the way, I had Bill Scrub we actually made a deal. We had rid of all those abandoned boats. On this next April, those abandoned boats are going to be gone. And that was in the survey. We did invite for a meeting. They did not show. We had a meeting ourselves. But we're going to share the results with them. And hopefully next year we have even a more prosperous year. We are going to evaluate a couple of things. Depends how the capital program goes. Depends how much more money we spend. As I said, we are looking at the fuel dock and the evaluation. We have to modernize the fuel dock. We know that. We're just looking to do that economically and operationally non-intrusive, and that we can continue to operate an offering service. And we have some great ideas, and hopefully we'll get it done in the next 2 weeks. But my point is, we did go out, we did survey, we did listen, we solicited input, we solicited a meeting. Some people chose to participate, some didn't. I think about 50% of them responded, of the 14 that were out there.
8 out of 15.
Yeah, how much?
8 out of 15 responded. And it was anonymous, they did not have to put their names.
So we reached out to them. I mean, I think we treated them rather well this year.
We sent
A
them
lot of
self-addressed
money
stamped
spent on
envelopes
this.
3 times for convenience.
A lot of money. Paving, rumble strips, painting, and still more money to be spent. But overall, I mean, we put our money where our mouth is. So we invested back then. We expect the same from them. It's got to be a two-way street. It just cannot be us. You got to take care of your own. And you know, and leaving garbage behind, that's inexcusable. That's not professionals. Customers see that. That's not what we are. So we're going to be pressing them pretty hard on that. Other than that, I mean, I can't tell you that it's been a rather busy, hectic month. We have a lot going on.
Which has been bugging me since they sat down.
We had a lot of meetings going on. We had a lot of conferences, a lot of professional meetings, a lot of negotiations. So it's been rather hectic.
Any questions? I have one. I got my survey by email yesterday.
Which one for?
Survey for the Marine.
Oh, they sent you one, I think.
I was just going to say, is that another survey or is that?
That's a different survey.
That's different.
No, that's a different survey. That's the next year's survey.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, VV and then this is a separate survey. This is all the Fisherman guy. This is the next year's
Oh, all right.
services survey.
The charter captain.
Yeah, we tend to do a lot by mail versus by phone call, so we ask them to participate. We ask them to speak up. What do they want? What do they expect? And based upon those reactions, and we react, and then we have to make a personal investment, we will. But we'll see how the budget goes next year. I'm not looking to raise rates. However, the expenses dictate, so be it. I mean, we just cannot go into the red. We are committed to it. We want to make sure we have a good product. We have a lot of work to do. I'll be the first one to acknowledge we have a lot of work to do. But we did a lot this year. We're going to do a lot more next year.
Good. Any other questions? Yes. Ken?
The removal of the conveyor, is it complete?
No.
I see there's some piers and whiteboards that are still
They're
there.
going to be done tomorrow. So that's It's going, it's well below the price that the board approved. We are working with a particular person. Right now, it's safe, we haven't had major accidents, we haven't had any major interruptions. The contractor's not happy, he's not, he claims there's a lot less steel than anticipated, but that's not my. Yeah.
Tell him the member of the board that made the motion to hire him is wondering.
Yeah, no, so he's out there, and, he's, but he told me he's keep to the fire, we haven't paid him, I don't intend to pay him, until it's all done and it's satisfactory to us, and then we'll decide. But it's, as you can see, it's gonna make a vast difference in terms of appearance, in terms of operations. As we get busier, and we are getting busier, the interior is, I'm looking to rent out the interior of the warehouse. I'm looking to, rent out other portions of the yard. We need more space. We no longer have the luxury of parking vehicles inside. Everything in that warehouse is cleaned out. All the stores that we had is being relocated somewhere else. That's prime property. And I'll tell you, I'm dealing with a big entity right now to rent some of that space year-round on a long-term basis. What that does for this entity is huge. It's called base income. It raises the base income to a new level. I mean, Terry mentioned a number. I'm concentrating on the next number, which is a lot higher than that. I mean, I want this place to remember itself.
How about Operation Oswego County? Have they made any moves as far as?
They're still studying it, and I'm gonna do everything I can to encourage it. And I think I discussed it with some board members. That property is better served for that other purpose. I mean, for us operationally, going up the hill, the tow motors, going through all those bends, going to public streets with unlicensed vehicles, it's not an option. I mean, it's not something that we would do. We'd rather see our expansion going the other way.
But are they still interested?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be, I mean, you'll be approving it. Whenever I negotiate, you guys will have to approve it. I think it would serve us well. I think that the marriage of the two would work well. Every prospect would come into the area, we have to go through them, we see what we offer. I think it's well. I'm not sure if it's for me to say, but we did have, you all authorized me last meeting to do some negotiations within Mtg, the service provider. We did have some in-depth discussions. We actually hired an outside counsel to help us. And there was some real heart-to-heart talk. It wasn't as rosy as initially reported. So
Was this Paul Nolan?
yes.
Okay, and then,
He brought a whole new level of expertise when this particular fellow saw him, and we started discussing. There was a new level of respect.
yeah.
But before we do anything with those deals, everything will go back and forth. But it's not, all I'm doing is negotiating. Anything I negotiate comes here.
On that one, trying to come up with a letter of intent, so
Yes.
makes me no purpose. We'll see where it goes afterwards.
Like a long-term lease, Mike, or?
There's a lot of possibilities on
Got
the table.
You know,
It's just so many unknown things that, and once you get into phase one, you're almost obligated to go to 2 and to 3, and by that time, may not be the best for the port.
and it's not my business to tell you commissioners. I don't like the port holding back. I would rather that the project stand on its own merits and not us as a guarantor. So that's one of the things we discussed.
This co-ownership idea is,
No, and then we told them we want a power purchase agreement and stand on its own merits. Not that we're backing it. I don't want to get into that. That's not our mission. That's not our goal. We're talking about saving a couple $100,000 a year in power costs. I don't want to assume a liability of millions of equipment, maintenance, and getting to an area I'm not familiar with. As an engineer, I am, but that's not my mission. My mission is to commerce through here. let me just put these two here.
We didn't go into the idea with actually selling anything to anybody anyway. It's just,
I would prefer that we postpone the
Okay.
discussion of this until executive session,
okay.
because there are some issues that we need to discuss with it. Any other comment? What's that?
Yep.
How about the administrative services report, any other questions? Any questions on the activity report for September? Great. Then, I have a couple of comments to make from the chairman's part of the, of this session. I've been in conversation with Scott Fine. If you remember, Scott Fine is a prospective trainer for the ADO required training. It is set up for November 11th, which is 2 weeks from tonight. That is that night happens to be the court is closed. It's a
Veterans Day.
Veterans Day.
What's the date on that, Jerry? I'm sorry.
November 11th, Tuesday, November 11th.
Armistice Day. Yeah, what time?
5:30.
5:30.
He's coming from Albany. He said 5:30 is fine. I asked him what he needed for us to provide. He said basically nothing. He said that he would bring materials. He wants to know how many attendees do I anticipate. So I told him, as soon as I had our meeting tonight, I would find out how many attendees we could expect. I know there are 4 people who, this is their mandatory training. So others expressed some interest. I'll be there. You're gonna be there? Tuesday.
Date, I'm sorry, date?
November 11th.
Yes.
How long is the training class?
An hour and a half or something. It wouldn't be more than a couple hours, but he said it'd be about an hour and a half. He has to go through the specific detail that ADO requires. I said there were some others, I know John Smith said he thought he might be interested, Jerry said he might be interested. But, so I just need a number. So I know there are 4 plus me, there's at least 5, Zelko would be 6. I'll be Jerry, be 7. You're gonna be there, you're running the first 4.
Understood.
So, all right, so I tell him maybe 7.
Yeah, okay.
Couple hours, you said, Terry?
I got it.
I don't think it'd be more than a couple hours.
Okay.
Unless you
I want
guys
it there.
ask so many questions, and get inundated with questions. You gotta drive back to Albany, because you're not gonna feel right.
Oh, understood.
Is this the same format as the other classes? Just
Do not know, I presume, if you recall from all the discussion I had before, I tried over and over and over, I couldn't, I seem to be running into brick walls except for webinar. There should be interest in having a live body, and this guy is maybe the only guy, and he does it several times a year. He's an attorney from Albany. He's associate with the Albany Law School, he's also an attorney with an attorney organization, legal organization. But heard good things about him, I've not met him, but it'll meet your obligations. I've just received a bevy of new emails from J. Cole. I haven't digested them all yet, but I haven't sent any on to you because I wasn't sure you all really wanted to see 10 emails or whatever from J. Cole. Most of them are things I have to digest and send back or send out. So far, there's nothing that has any obligation on my part or on our part, as far as I know. There was some stuff coming up about your financial disclosure form, and everything. That's in the spring. So if there's something that you need to see, I will email it to you. So in the next week or so, you might, when you're checking your email, look for something from me about J-Co. If it's nothing that you need to see, I won't send it to you. I'll make copies if need be, and maybe put it in the packet or something like that. Let's see, you are aware that Senator Gillibrand was here yesterday, talking about some legislation she's sponsoring, dealing with microbeads as an environmental problem. I've learned that you guys didn't receive information that I didn't know whether I sent it or I didn't send it, or Patty sent it or didn't send it. I apologize if you didn't receive the information. It was completely an oversight on my part. If you would have enjoyed her, she was, those of you who could come would enjoy her. She was engaging, and it was a very nice day, and it was a perfect day for her. I given the weather we'd have, it'd be not a good day to have her here, to get rained on and wind blowing, but it was just perfect. And, if you're interested in this informational packet, I'll make copies and send to you about the Sheila Rand. She's very interesting. I noted to everybody yesterday, she just had a new book published, with, Off the Sidelines. I bought it for my wife, who said she was interested in it. She said, you know, this is really interesting. I started reading it myself. It's indeed interesting. You'd be impressed with who this person is and how she got where she is. It's pretty interesting. So, I don't know that I have anything else as far as, there are other things to talk to you about. In the session, when we get there, it won't be very long. At that time, I'll introduce our guest. Mr. Attorney?
Nothing for the regular session.
Nothing for executive session. Old business, is there any old business? Says none, something wrong if there is. New business, there are a couple of new business.
You have the two issues with the business. We need a resolution to accept a $1.1 $1,105,000 capital program agreement grant, which is in the Exhibit D. It's a grant that we're going to use to fund our capital improvements on the rail that I showed you. And
What are the requirements of us to fulfill the grant agreement?
we have to, there's a certain amount of financing that we've been in this one, and I forget what the percentage is. I believe this one is a match, I believe you have to match a certain percentage of it. And I believe this one's a 50-50, it doesn't say that in there. And what we're going to match is some other ones that we're receiving from the federal side. So we can match it in another way.
That's eligible?
Yeah.
So we're not coming any of our
Out of pocket, no.
And this is something of a formality. We don't get the money until we accept the money.
Yeah.
Like, you've been awarded the grant, but that's not enough. You have to accept the money.
I cannot accept
And that, yeah, don't go, but you're right, you can't accept it anyway. So it's a resolution just to accept this grant, $105 million. I mean, $101.105 million.
So moved.
Do you need a motion?
Motions in order to accept the grant as listed on Exhibit D.
So moved.
Second.
All right, Mr. Carroll, Mr. Coach. Discussion of this?
What are the reporting requirements and how is it paid out?
It's paid out on percentage completed, and we have a monthly report that we have to send in, progress report, we can get back and all of that.
So it's a payment schedule and it's not on a request basis?
It's on a request basis, we have to request it. We have to request it, we have to demonstrate the fact that the material is received and installed, inspect and order it.
This is one of the W grants that we received for the rail project.
Is this something that Mr. Scriber is going to oversee?
Oh,
the,
It's a single one. That's what we're ahead of. We're doing better with that. I'll make them see.
So these are done on a piecemeal basis, they don't come in a lump sum, right?
That's correct.
Whatever you buy, they do.
But Bill does this, Bill gets a report from construction, those are the money of that.
If you don't-
like that.
You don't use it all,
We gotta use it all.
okay, or more than there?
We gotta use every dollar.
There's some matching requirements.
Legally?
So there are some matching requirements. That amount of money does not pay for the project. We have to,
Right.
They don't give us a lump sum of money.
Could I refer back to the accounts payable sheet for just a minute? Will the Tartaglia Railroad Services Incorporated, will they receive some of this grant money? So then we can start wiping off that accounts payable?
It already has been.
It has happened?
Yeah, this is just reflective, yeah.
Okay.
Remember, this is through September.
Yeah, because this is a substantial amount, it's 400,000 plus.
Trust me, you don't need to do that.
Okay.
You'll see that month is already paid out.
They've given us terms.
Yeah.
This is one of the things that Zelco's been working on. Hopefully we're gonna get some Some better, some better
More
reporting
timely.
information, timely reporting,
Okay.
instantaneous.
But that's what I mentioned before, I'm managing dollars. I mean,
Yeah.
There's a fund to do, make sure that the contractor is paid, but I'm.
How about the slush fund? Have we had to dip into that yet? No.
Well, that was just earlier, statement.
So this is
Line
going
of
to do
credits.
stuff.
I
This is-
stay within the terms that they offer here, and request grant funding.
Okay.
I'm ahead of it.
Advance me either.
So no, that doesn't, that's good. We wanna hang on to that profit you got.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I don't wanna pay you much.
you don't want to pay interest, that's the thing I'm allergic to.
Sorry if I slipped behind you
No,
a
it's
little
okay.
bit there.
Well, that's this month late reporting is really challenging and difficult to know where we are exactly. We might be farther ahead than we were, to look at, if I had the November information.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the Tartaglia received its fund on Monday, he's happy about it, just in time.
Good. Had to make payroll probably.
Just
He doesn't want to borrow, and they pay the right payroll.
in time. There wasn't too many hours spared.
All right, that one. This one is another. Oh, excuse me, I hadn't voted it, yes, yes. Is there any further discussion of this resolution to accept this grant? Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous?
I have one more item. Over the weekend, I had an opportunity to acquire a plow at one of the auctions. And what this plow does, I'll tell you what it is, it's a Volvo complete with the front plow and a side plow, 39,000 miles, I believe. And it's in excellent condition. It's here, but that does is, especially now since we have the added land, it enables us to be ready, it enables us to be all in the packets, not just give you. I got an opportunity to acquire it for $7,500. So,
So he bought it.
Why are you getting parts for a Burgo snowblower?
But the issue,
What did you get? We need a
I
resolution.
understand, we're gonna get it in a second. You have to understand that he bought it, it's on site, but it exceeded his authority to spend money.
so I need you to approve
Right.
it.
So he needs to have you approve the purchase of this vehicle, because he bought it and then realized, wait a minute, I can't spend more than $6,000 without the authorization. I will tell you this, I was party to the discussion earlier this afternoon. He bought another truck earlier today. I think the asking price was about $5,000, and he got it for, what, $2,800? So he more than saved, he negotiated the person from $6,000 to $2,800, and so he more than saved what he overspent on this one. So if that means anything to you guys,
So how much do you think we can save on snow removal?
Enormous amount of money. I think this truck will pay for itself in the first week.
What's the other plow next to it? So
That's a side plow.
there's two trucks in this picture.
No, I just put the blue one.
Okay, you didn't buy the other one too?
Didn't buy the yellow?
they didn't deliver it.
They didn't do two.
No,
Trucks in every picture.
You have to understand that the deal is, if you guys don't approve the sale,
I'm-
poor Douglas gotta drive it back to Syracuse.
So I assume it's all operational and functional.
That's super.
I move we vote to approve purchase of the truck for $7,500.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Gerhart, Mr. Stevens? Any other discussion? All in favor of this resolution?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes unanimously?
You're safe, you don't have to get a commercial license.
Hold as a prompt.
Now we have
Huh?
an operator.
Thank you.
They can drive it.
What does something like this cost?
50, 60,000.
I'm down for 75.
Completely legal on auction.
Okay.
Is an older truck, this one?
Mayor, I can help.
We have personnel that can operate it?
But now,
We have personnel that
the
can
city
operate it?
needs a CDL. commercial, and we have people
Did
that
they actually plow snow before?
yes. And we have people that are on
It's
step.
not as easy as it looks.
No, it's a little, you really, we have 2-3 people that know how to operate it. But it's, well, in all this rail that we have, all this new property that we have, with this truck, we're talking maybe 2 hours. With the other, we used to spend 5-6 hours a day doing the snow.
Probably with a big payload, right?
But no,
With a big payload before?
yes, damaging the equipment, killing it in maintenance, payloads and design for something more.
Hanging off the railroad tracks.
Wrecking, what?
There's one other item, we had we entertained today, a woman named Betty Sutton, who is the Seaway Administrator for the Salem Seaway. She's a former congresswoman, who told me today that she went into Congress the same year that Kirsten Gillibrand did, and they were best of friends. She's a recent appointee by President Obama to this position. She is the administrator from Washington of the Seaway Administration U.S. side. And so she is approaching all of the ports that are associated with the Seaway anyway, and introducing herself to them and learning about the ports. And so she was here out here, was a good part of the afternoon, and very impressed with that for us, very impressed.
Yeah, one other thing I would like to notice on the way out tonight, the building outside is painted, fresh coat of paint. We'll finish the rest of it. Some of the old names are gone, so there's a new face on the port, and that will also help us out in terms of visibility, in terms of our customers. We've been having a lot more customers coming to the port, we have a lot more interaction, and it's a little thing, but it's a big thing when a customer looks at you, the way you maintain the facility, the way you maintain their equipment, the way they maintain their storage.
I should point out that Betty Sutton was just promoted last fall, late, and she was the person who was a host, was guest, that's what I want, she was guested. There was a party for her in Montreal, put on by the Seaway organization, both sides of the river, to recognize her and introduce her to everybody, and it was in her honor. And I went to represent the port for that. So it was worth having her know that somebody from the Sioux was already there to say hi to her, welcome her, and she mentioned it today, that she remembered that, so those sorts of things come back and help. Okay, any other items of old business, or new business rather? What's that? All right, the motion then is to go into executive session. There are several items that need to be dealt with in executive session. There's some personnel decision matters, real property matters, and some negotiations that have to be discussed. So, motions in order to go into executive session.
So moved.
Mr. Carroll, Mr. Gillen. All in favor of moving into executive session?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It is unanimous. We're now in executive session. I am going to turn the... All right, so we have, what, 3 items?
Well, first we gotta move out.
Yes, I understand that. Motions in order to resume regular session. So moved. Mr. Schermerhorn,
Go ahead.
I'll take it.
Mr. Gillen. All in favor of resuming regular session?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. There are the 3 items.
First one is amendment.
First one is to resolution to amend an amendment to the 2014-15 budget. Motion 10/28/14/03.
So moved.
Second.
All right. You got it? Mr. Carroll, Mr. Smith. Any discussion? All in favor of resolution 10/28/14/03?
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimous? What's the next one we're gonna have?
10/28/14/07,
3? I got 3 to
7, 8, 9.
3, 4, 5. I got.
I've already added them, because I got one truck.
Oh, yes, okay, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I got
Getting real confused.
7. right, 407.
under the proposed resolution.
Okay. Okay, yes, this is a proposed resolution as corrected in session. The proposed resolution POA-3GI, which is resolution number
10/28/1407.
10/28/1407. Is there any discussion?
We need a motion.
Motion.
Somebody's gotta make a motion.
Oh, Mtg.
Mr.
Second.
Brown, Mr. Smith, Mr. Brown, Mr. Smith. Mr. Sterling, any discussion? All in favor of this resolution?
Aye.
Opposed? It also is unanimous. And the last resolution is
10/28/1408,
10/28/1408.
regards to employment agreement with the executive director. The motion is in consideration of the positive performance in the position of executive director. Motion to establish an employer-funded retirement plan in accordance with 457B with an acceptable service provider in the amount of $23,000. Payment occurred no later than December 31st, 2014. We continue annually for the term of the employment agreement between the Port Authority and the executive director.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Carroll, Mr. Coates. Any discussion? This is to amend the proposed agreement.
Correct.
Okay.
We're gonna also include that other clause.
Right, 30-day notice of
Right.
That's
termination.
part of the motion.
And the executive director receives an offer, before acceptance thereof, he will notify the port and allow the port to undertake a meeting to consider his offer and any comment proposed by the port.
Do the makers of the original motion want to add that in as part of the same motion?
That's fine.
I think that was the
Mr. Carroll and Mr. Coates?
I thought that was.
Was the original.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All in favor of that, those amendments to the proposed contract agreement?
Aye.
Employment agreement, all opposed? It's unanimous. Now we need a resolution to approve the employment agreement with those changes.
So moved.
Is that what you wanted?
I thought we were gonna come back with that final draft. Yeah, I think we're gonna make those changes, we've approved that.
Okay.
No problem.
All right, so we'll come back to the final draft.
You're safe.
I'm not
So,
worried.
the motion is to
Adjourn. Well, we already did that.
All right, so we're gonna-
Motion to adjourn?
10/28/1409.
Any other matter,
Before we do that.
anything else to come before the body? Motion's in order to adjourn. Mr. Smith, excuse me, Mr. Stevens,
Second.
Mr. Carroll. All in favor of adjourning the meeting?
Aye.
Opposed? Again, unanimous.
Now, we were supposed to adjourn.
I have to hold this one.